evening, everybody. This is Mike Tedesco of Wrestleview.com.
And Victoria Tedesco.
Here for episode number 69 of the Post-Raw show. Somebody wake Daniel Shell up and tell him that the 69th show is happening now. Now, it is going on right now. I'm Mike Tedesco, the editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com. It's good to be back with you all. We took a little break, and we're happy to report things are going great in our lives. The baby is doing phenomenal. She's here with us as well. You know, you'll see her in the back. Oh, she's already smiling. She's trying to sit up and trying to get in on the action already.
Should I get her up now?
Yeah, show her to everybody. Let's zoom you out a little bit.
She might spit up, just so everyone knows.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
Can you see her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody can. Oh, yeah. She's cute. Oh, hi, little one. Hi, daddy's girl.
Can you say hi?
Say hi.
Talk in the microphone.
Let's go up her a little bit so we can see her little mouth. Oh, sweet man. Oh, there's a sweet girl. How you doing, right now? Hi, little one. Hi, sweetheart. What's going on? You confused?
Are you doing something?
Are you confused? Oh, there's that little smile. Oh, you little
I
princess.
love you.
Yes. Surgery went well for the little one. She's home recovering. Not out of the woods yet. You know, there's still a lot of appointments to go, and we got some stuff to do. But as you can see, she's looking pretty good.
You would never know that she had spinal surgery 2 weeks ago.
No. Less than 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow, Tuesday, marks the 2-week anniversary.
Tomorrow marks the 2-week anniversary,
Yeah.
and tomorrow also marks her 4-month birthday.
That's right. She'll be 4 months tomorrow. Unbelievable. So time really does fly. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat room, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right, let's see. We got, Quentin Walters, of course. Our longtime number one fan, Quentin Walters, in the chat room. Andrew Elder is in the chat room. He's the man. We love Andrew. He's a smart, old-school wrestling fan. We like him. Mashoon Walls in the chat room. Our dear friend, of course, Nafi Sadat, the man, in the chat room. Hayden Barker in the chat room tonight, wishing us a good evening. Michael Jewell. Daniel Shell is here. 69th episode. He's here. He is in the chat room.
I have to be honest with you. If Daniel was not here, I would have been very upset.
I know. Billy Hefner's in the chat room, our dear friend. Sweet Louis Veraldi in the chat room. So glad you guys are doing well. Thank you, sir. And I'm sure I'm missing some people right now, so we'll get you in a little while. But, okay. You know, time to start talking Raw and wrestling.
Before we start, you have to tell them what happened with Twitter right now.
Randy M. also in the chat room. All right.
She's farting, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that. Nafi Sadat, I skipped Raw tonight. I feel like I chose wisely. Yeah, I would say that's true. Oh, no.
What?
Damn it. It was... I'm not even kidding. The poll for Raw.
You screenshot it, though,
I did screenshot it. I had to make a little scene and pull it up.
So the Twitter was 69%.
The Twitter was 69%.
And Mike screenshot it. It's 71 right now.
It's at 70% right now.
Come on. Somebody vote down.
I know. So, somebody get on that real quick. Just vote that thing down, because that is some BS right there, man. That is some BS. Let me see if I can. Where did I put that screenshot? There it is.
I don't know.
I got it. Just to prove that this was true, I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on a second. Just hold your horses. Oh, there you go. 69% thumbs up for Raw tonight. So, to celebrate the 69th episode, we got 69 thumbs up. It's changed a little bit since then, but that's okay. All right. So,
I think it counts that it marked off the evening at least.
Nafi says it's at 68% now. Let's see. No, I still got 70.3 over here. Maybe it takes a little time for mine to update. Tim M, the Tedescos. That couldn't be Tim Mariconda now, could it?
I don't know.
It very well could be.
Our very good friend.
Our very good friend Tim. I feel like I'm Mean Gene Okerlund. Everybody is a dear, close, personal friend.
No, but I feel like we do actually have.
No, we do have friends. We actually do have friends.
We do.
It's nice to have friends.
Mommy and Daddy do actually have friends.
Yes, we do.
And they are all your friends too.
That's right. Everybody cares. Oh, it is Tim Mariconda.
Hi, Tim.
Tim is in the chat room tonight. Very good. All right. So, let's dive into this Raw, and we'll talk more about the baby surgery in a little while. I'll give you some updates on her, but she's doing good. As you can see, she's looking good. Little smiling critter. All right, so we got the Raw from Ontario, California, and you don't know how many times I wanted to put Ontario, Canada.
Wait a minute.
No, it's not. It was not Canada. It was
My gosh.
It was
Stop
California.
It was California.
Yes, because they made the big announcement that WrestleMania 37 next year, March 28th.
Ugh. No.
March 28th.
Oh, March 28th. Yeah.
That's our dear friend.
I mean, that's our dear friend. No,
it's
but
his
that's
birthday. 2021. Turns 6. WrestleMania goes Hollywood. WrestleMania 37. I really, really hope. I know you weren't a fan back when they were doing the WrestleMania 21 WrestleMania goes Hollywood commercials.
Okay.
But there were some really great ones where they had like some WWE superstars doing some like clips of old movies. Like John Cena and JBL sticks out to me doing.
No, I've seen those, believe it or not. I've seen them on YouTube.
Undertaker
They're really
doing,
funny.
Yeah, Undertaker doing Dirty Harry, Triple H doing Braveheart.
No, they are very, very funny.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Booker T doing Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
That's the one plus of this, is that they'll definitely bring that back.
I hope
think.
so.
No, I think they definitely will.
Well, they're definitely going with the Hollywood theme.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
And
and the one good thing, to be honest with you, for me personally about them doing it there is for the Miz, because it's the whole like Hollywood thing. So they'll like,
yes,
Miz
is going to main event WrestleMania next year.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like he'll do the whole like he'll exaggerate the whole Hollywood theme even more so. So that's why I'm excited. Why? Okay, every time I talk, you do something, and it's really annoying. Like, I feel like you're not listening to me. Why aren't you listening to me?
I am listening to you.
No, you're not. What is going on?
Your obsession with the Miz.
No, but what is going on right now?
It's just
No, but you're looking at the screen. And
I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just listening to you talk about the Miz.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah, the Basic Instinct one. The Basic Instinct commercial.
See, you're not listening to me.
Well, I am, but I just saw in the chat room. Billy Hefner just reminded me of the Basic Instinct was the best one. With Mae Young.
I'm annoyed.
It's so nasty. Too bad Mae Young's not around anymore. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So, what a heck of a week WWE's had. I mean, I feel like it would be remiss if we didn't mention everything going on with WWE this week that's like so much deeper than Raw. Yeah, the WrestleMania announcement's pretty cool, but Vince McMahon has had a very strange like week and a half, starting from letting Michelle Wilson and George Barrios, the two WWE co-presidents, go with no transition period, no warning. They're just gone. Stock price went from like $62 to $49. Then they released the earnings report this past Thursday. And despite posting record revenue of like $322 million for the quarter. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was for the quarter, I guess, right? Yeah. It came under projections of 333 million or some crazy number like that. So it came 10 million under projection, and everybody was like, sell. So it dropped another $10 in price. And then it came out that they're being investigated for underreporting their earnings to try to make the stock fall so more people would be interested in
When
buying.
did you post this?
That was that was posted by Jerome yesterday.
That was by yesterday. Okay, I didn't get to go on Wrestleview yesterday, so
it's actually quite a big story.
That is a huge story.
I think if that investigation shows that there was some, reporting errors done on purpose, that we could be seeing some pretty lean times
in WWE
for this company for a little while, because that stock price might drop again. Dropping their valuation.
Wow.
Maybe there might be a spring cleaning of some useless talents. Maybe Mojo Rawley. Maybe his head will be on the chopping block. We'll never know.
Wait, so maybe this won't be a bad thing.
Maybe not.
Perhaps it won't be a bad thing.
Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Now I'm looking at the poll. I think everybody overzealously voted thumbs down to try to get to 69,
So
and now we're
it's-
at 63.
Okay, now we need some people to vote up.
All right, we need some. We need like everybody to coordinate their efforts.
Yeah, really. Like, come on,
seriously,
do this.
come on now.
Let's get this going.
Yeah, so there's some interesting things. But then on the flip side, Vince McMahon had a very successful opening of the XFL this weekend. I wasn't expecting anything when I turned on the TV on a Saturday afternoon to watch the first game with Seattle and Washington, D.C., the D.C. Defenders. I got to say, I didn't watch the whole game because it's Saturday and, you just go out and it's just things you do. But, from what I saw, like I caught the beginning of the game and I caught the end of the game. And then and then I saw stuff on Sunday as well. It was really good.
Well, our neighbors enjoyed it.
Was that?
Our neighbors enjoyed it.
Yeah. The people downstairs, we could hear them like shouting and watching. Like people were enjoying it.
Touchdown!
I loved the coaches being mic'd. You could hear every single play call. You could when the guy twisted his ankle, you heard the trainers talking to him and him trying to get himself to stay in the game and stuff like that. I love the rules that they took. They kind of they did a little picking and choosing of the rules they like best from NFL and NCAA and utilize those. So as bad a week as he had with WWE, XFL, which is separate, they made sure to mention that on the conference call 10,000 times. Even though it's separate, it's his company, and he actually had a pretty good one. I thought, they had pretty good viewership, and I'm kind of interested to see what they do next week.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it.
Interesting.
So we'll see. But that was way better than I thought it had any right to be, and good start. Way better than the first XFL already.
There you go.
Every single game combined.
Maybe they have it this time.
But I wonder if there's a Tommy Maddox floating around out there like they had in the original XFL.
You won't believe it.
What?
She's pooping right now.
Oh my God. That kid, she never stops. All right.
But this is a process now.
This is the process. You know what? Anytime she's constipated, let's just do a show. Let's just do a show and we'll go there. Randy M, they had more viewers in one game than Raw had tonight. I would say that is probably the case.
That's so true.
Sure. But it's not really the first week because the first week always gets the curiosity.
It's always the second week that's really telling.
The second week starts to be more real numbers. I would say give it a month. I'm very interested to see what the XFL is doing mid-March.
If you have, I always say, and just in general, if you give yourself time, just even like if you want to make a routine for yourself, if you have a consistent 30 days, then you're pretty good after that. Like if you're
Right.
like for people who make New Year's resolutions about working out and stuff like that, if you do it for a full month, you actually have a better chance of fulfilling that your resolution if you do it that amount of time.
Right.
But if you do if you have a week, then you have less likely of a chance of you going back to fulfilling that resolution. But the same thing kind of goes for these ratings as far as if he's consistent for the next month or so, then they are on their way.
Right.
If they can peak the curiosity factor and then have they just maintain.
And then, turn those into actual fans.
Right. And I think they will. I just have a strong feeling that, people genuinely really do enjoy football. Especially, it was really smart of him, let's put it this way, to do it after the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Well, no, sometimes you get people who probably would, strategize a little bit differently. Oh my gosh.
Not when there's so much money on the line.
You're making
football
evil
on.
look right now. And I think because they made the deal where they're putting all their money into it and they're not relying on, it's going to be a long 3 years for them to shell out their money and then basically have to, whatever they earn, they'll make. I think they have a better plan in place.
Oh, yeah. Way better than the Alliance of American Football.
So I think that will strongly help them.
Yeah.
And I think they will be successful for the most part. So we'll see what happens. But again, a good month or so, That's really kind of the time to really figure it out.
That's it. And that's for television viewing habits and regular routines that you try to get into. If it's going to the gym, if it's eating healthy.
It's 30 days. If you get to the 30 days, you have a better chance of continuing.
Right.
So.
Sounds good. All right. Daniel is furious. The poll now is at 61%. He goes, God damn it, guys.
We told you guys, you have to vote up.
You had one job. You had one job.
You have to vote up. You can't vote down now. Like, now you have to even it out, guys. You got to do something about this. We can't be doing it here.
I have to say, though, after watching the XFL, I kind of wish you let me get those season tickets for the New York, New Jersey Guardians.
No.
It was only like $300.
I'm sorry. We don't have $300 to spend. I hate to break it to you.
We do?
No.
We do.
Lucky our Wrestleview friends helped us with our stay. All right? So just relax.
I know.
Calm yourself.
Jeez.
Okay?
I wonder if Nafis Sadat is going to go see the Seattle Dragons, I think they're called. I don't know. It should be close by there. I wonder. Anyway. Oh, Trevor Mishke in the chat room tonight. Hello, Trevor. Welcome to the show. He goes, I was a little worried they were starting too close to the Super Bowl again. Pleasantly surprised with the product in week 1. Double thumbs up for no Collinsworth or Buck. Yes. No Joe Buck. No Joe Buck. No Joe Buck. So, what? You hate Joe Buck too. Don't even pretend.
I do hate Joe Buck.
Nafis Sadat says, should I buy you some tickets? I'm like, oh, that'd be... He's such a nice guy.
He's just the best.
The best. He doesn't football, so it's only European football for Nafis. So he's he will not be traveling to Seattle to watch any of the Dragon games. I think they're called the Dragons. The names need a little work, I would say, on the team names. Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go change her.
All right, you go change her. I'll start talking about Raw, and I'll try to wait for you for the Shayna Baszler.
You have to. You have to. Okay, because I have a lot of things to say.
All right. So, Monday Night Raw starts off with Seth Rollins. Always my favorite thing. I love when Raw starts with a promo. Seth Rollins and the now first nameless Buddy Murphy is now just Murphy in the ring with AOP.
I'm still calling him Buddy Murphy, and I'm going to just call him Buddy, just so you know, just out of rebelling.
Victoria the Rebel will be calling him Buddy Murphy forever. Just Buddy. No, she's calling him Buddy. Okay. You know, I can just imagine like Vince McMahon was just like, you know, and everybody knows that Vince loves like poop jokes and stuff like that. Sasha Banks chat room. Hello, Mike and Victoria Tedesco. Hello, Sasha. Thank you for joining us. I know you're very busy, but you know we hope you get cleared to return to the ring soon. Everybody knows that Vince McMahon loves poop jokes and stuff like that. It's like, I don't even know why I'm saying this. But I can just imagine him sitting there and going, well, Buddy Murphy's supposed to be taken seriously, right? And his initials are BM. We could do something with that, but if he's a heel and we're trying to get him serious, we can't call him BM. So let's cut the Buddy. He's nobody's buddy. Just Murphy. That's money. Okay, Vince. Cool. So another first name dies. I'm waiting for them just to call Shayna Baszler just Baszler or Shayna. Anyway. Seth Rollins, Murphy, and AOP are in the ring. Rollins talks about being the Monday Night Messiah and how this is a name that he wasn't so sure of, but it's grown on him. He's come to realize how difficult it is for the crowd to speak from their hearts and make difficult decisions. So he's here to speak truths and make the tough decisions for them. He's here to lead them into the future. I swear to God, I'm coughing because I did the Vince voice, of course. But I have to, it's really weird that I'm reading this right now from my recap. And I have absolutely no earthly remembrance of this segment whatsoever. I do not have any recollection whatsoever of Seth Rollins having said any of these things. That's how impactful these promos are anymore with him. And it's so striking. Like, because eventually they send out Kevin Owens and they engage in just like a little tiny back and forth, I guess, where Kevin Owens is like, you're boring, you talk too much and this and that. But it's just like Rollins is just standing there while Owens is talking. And then when Rollins talks, Owens just stands there. It's like, oh, God. I go back to what I saw on NXT this past Wednesday when it was a split screen of Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano. And granted, neither of those two are like, you would consider them like, oh, these are the great promo guys of our time. But they cut they did a little side-by-side interview. And they were running over each other. There was some real intensity there where Gargano couldn't wait for Balor to finish a sentence before he got on him and insulted him. And the same thing with Balor. They kept running over each other and it felt real. It just felt like there was some actual heat there. These your turn, my turn promos on Raw, it's so passé. They've been doing it for, I don't know, God only knows, at least last 15 years on this show since they started bringing scripted promos. And they can update the sets all they want, they can change the camera angles, they can add LED boards to the apron, the turnbuckle, they can even make the mat itself an LED board. A real format change is needed, not dressings, not an announce team change, which, by the way, of course they changed the commentary team. Of course, when on the last post Raw, I was talking about how much I love Vic Joseph and Jerry Lawler and how they're in a groove, and it's so great to have a two-man team. Of course, the night after Royal Rumble, it's Tom Phillips I love Tom, and I said from the get-go, we talked about it on the show, that Tom got totally screwed when SmackDown moved to Fox because he got sent over to NXT UK and he was doing nothing. And I was like, this guy's a good hand. But nope, they threw Vic Joseph off. It's Tom Phillips. And of course, now we need to have our third man again for no reason whatsoever. Byron Saxton is back on commentary, totally and completely adding nothing to the show. Except just to take some abuse from Jerry Lawler. I don't get it. So they can do all these little dressings of, let's change the commentary team and let's change the look of the stage and let's put some LED boards here and let's do some augmented reality logos over here. Doesn't mean a hill of beans, because the actual content is the same content night in and night out. You want to get people interested. You want to start changing the way you're doing things. Really, like. That was like the big thing when I was listening to the conference call on Thursday. It's like, what are you doing to try to increase fan engagement? Because that was the one thing that, we've known it. Everybody on the internet has known it for a long time, that WWE is having a problem with fan engagement. And yes, everybody always shouts about YouTube numbers and this and that, and that's cool. Doesn't really translate into people buying stuff and going to the events. And yes, live attendance is down across the board because, people are getting a little lazy. And just wanting to stay in. They'd rather stay in than go out and have an experience at this point. They'd rather just experience everything in their living room. But Wall Street is finally taking notice of that. And that was part of the stock price dropping. I can't tell you how many articles I saw on Bloomberg and the Motley Fool and Yahoo and this and that were saying like WWE's fan engagement is an issue that made people drop the stock, devalue the stock. And if they're having trouble with fan engagement now, yes, they have all this money with the TV deals for the next 4 years, right? For the next 4 years, they got this guaranteed TV deal, but after that, if the numbers continue to drop, what those TV deals are going to get cut. It's going to be like, why are we paying for a product that's diminished? So if you really want to dress this show up, you got to change, the actual formatting. You got to change, these promos, these scripted promos where it's just your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, everything being overproduced. The matches, honest to God, every single match is the exact same. They're good. There's nothing wrong with them. It's always a solid professional wrestling match. But it's no more than that. And it's like if you miss this one, there's going to be one just like it after. Everybody works the same style. That's one of the things that I really like about what they're doing on Wednesday night. AEW has an amalgamation of just different personalities on their roster, and they all do different things. You know, you got some guys that are, you know, you got some Japanese guys. You got some guys that work the strong style. You got some guys that do the flippies. You got some guys that can do technical wrestling. You got some good promo guys that maybe aren't that great in the ring, but the promos and the personality help carry them, stuff like that. They have that. NXT is the same thing. It's kind of a mixed bag. You got the British style. You got some cruiserweights. You got some regular, straight-up American main roster wrestling on that show as well. Good stuff. It got some personalities also that carry them if they're not that great in the ring. But it's a mixed bag, so each match will have a different feel to it. Main roster, it's like everybody is just the same sterile character. Everybody does a suicide dive. Everybody does a somersault dive. Everybody does a super kick. Everybody does Becky Lynch does a Uranagi. Samoa Joe's doing Uranagi. It's like, can people just have their own unique movesets, please? Like, geez. Anyway, I digress. But if they really want to change up the show, I have no idea. Somebody remind me how I got off on this little tangent here, but somebody please remind me. But they need to do something a little different. I'm not saying the show's bad. I'm not saying this show was bad, but we got to figure this out. And sooner rather than later. Anyway, so they have a little feud. Samoa Joe makes his comeback. And as Owens and the Viking Raiders are brawling with Murphy and AOP at ringside, Samoa Joe sneaks into the ring and applies the Coquina Clutch to Seth Rollins. AOP and Murphy break it up, and they're quickly run out of the ring by Owens, Joe, and the Raiders. Murphy is hit by a stunner to end the segment, and that's it. Nice to see Samoa Joe back. I really liked Samoa Joe coming back and, you know, getting the better of Seth Rollins here. You know, it was a little scary when I saw him land on his face 2 weeks ago on Raw. That was a little scary. I was like, oh my God, please. Samoa Joe always gets injured around WrestleMania, and he has yet to really have that WrestleMania moment. So now is the time to, you know, keep him healthy. Let's not have him do anything else crazy. All right. I do have to say one thing. On some bullshit sites, there was a rumor going around, probably promulgated by that moron Brad Shepard, absolute idiot. I cannot believe that people even use that guy as a source. Moron. Saying that Samoa Joe was allegedly suspended. This is the crap that just kills the wrestling media and just makes it so hard for people to take this genre of news reporting seriously. You know, why when, you know, you like, you know, I found myself backstage, you know, back in the day when I was trying to, you know, get up and coming with Wrestleview. You know, I found myself backstage at, you know, local indie shows with my friend Nick. And we interviewed guys like Nikolai Volkov, you know, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Rikishi, Snitsky, whoever was back there. Just getting interviews, just trying to create some content. But half the guys don't want to talk to you because you're reporting on the internet. And it's because of shit websites like Ringside News that really hurt. And I'm proud to say that Wrestleview doesn't follow that clickbait garbage crap. You know, oh, Samoa Joe isn't on TV this week, even though we saw him land on his face and he was removed from the match. Let's just say that he got suspended. It'll, you know, a whole bunch of people will click on it. We know our fan base. The fans are idiots, right? They'll just click on it and believe anything. I'm proud to report. I am proud to be the editor-in-chief of this website, and I'm proud that we have a process where we verify our news. And if something sounds sketchy like that, I can't tell you how many people emailed me and asked about Samoa Joe being suspended and why haven't we reported it. I'm proud. I'm proud that this website doesn't report crap like that without verifying it, without seeing it from multiple sources, without hearing it from WWE itself. We don't report crap like that. Remember that. Thank you. Anyway, so it took me 9 years to talk about the opening segment, and somehow I talked about fixing WWE forever and how Wrestleview is the best wrestling website on the planet for aggregating news. We're like the AP of the wrestling news media. Anyway, the fake news media. So, Sasha, hey Mike, do you like the WWE? Yes, I do like the WWE. I do. I think that they could do things better, but I do like WWE. There's no doubt about it. They're the whole reason why I'm a fan. Daniel Shaw, Mike going on a Sean Hannity rant. No, I think that one was more like Lawrence O'Donnell railing against fake news. Andrew Elder, Lily is now in high school after that. How dare you, sir? Number one, I do have stuff to say, so sorry, it's my show. I'll say what I want. But also I'm waiting for Victoria to get back for so we can do talking about Shayna Baszler's debut. Welcome back, Victoria.
That was a doozy. Are you fixing my camera? Yep. That was... So, okay. So we're talking more about her surgery later and everything that went down. But basically, like, the reason why I took, like, 20 minutes is because whenever she, like, poops, basically, I can't get on the back of her scar in her dressing. So I have to... And when she does poop, it goes on there most of the time. So I have to change the whole entire dressing and clean it and everything. So that's why it took 20 minutes.
She's going to love looking back at these podcasts and
knowing
seeing how much we talk about her bowel movements and just exposing every single aspect of her life.
Sorry, Lily.
Well, sorry. It's just because we love you.
Sorry, we have to take care of you.
That's it. So, she's better.
So I hear you went on a rant? Is that what
well, it wasn't so much a rant. I was just kind of explaining how WWE could be better and, like how they can dress up the show all they want. And we've talked about this. They could dress up the show all they want with LED boards and augmented reality, this and that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the format has been the same forever. And that's the thing that sticks with people at the end of the day.
Yeah,
no one
true.
cares about, augmented reality and LED boards and cool visual effects. No one cares. At the end of the day, people are tuning in to watch wrestling and get engaged
into storylines,
characters,
exactly,
and storylines.
Listen, that stuff should just be an added bonus. But if you don't have the foundation, that stuff is meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then I was talking about what was I just talking about? I don't know.
The overrating segment, I overheard you talking about, you were comparing it to NXT with...
the mix. I was talking about like the mixed bag, and then I was also...
No, with Finn Balor.
I was talking about bullshit wrestling websites that report fake news, like Samoa Joe is suspended just to get clicks.
Oh.
And how Wrestleview does not do that.
No, honestly, like Wrestleview's always been known for reporting what's actually out there, and they're and if you guys do report anything, it's like you're like, make sure that you're right. Rumor, like if you are going to report something like that,
right?
But you're not saying like, yes, definitely. So
right, exactly. So, Daniel, the poll is up to 65% now. 65% thumbs up. Let's keep it moving. Everybody vote thumbs up. Thumbs up right now. We need some thumbs up.
No. We need like a delegate in the chat, like maybe like 3 of you.
We need like 2 people, like 2 for every 3 people, 2 need to vote thumbs up. And
that's what I'm saying. So like you got to delegate amongst yourselves.
I think
figure it out.
That is the ratio that
will
get us there. Good stuff. All right, Liliana, let's talk about Shayna Baszler.
I definitely want to talk about this.
Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Asuka. They actually had a good match. I actually found this match to be better than their Royal Rumble match.
God, way better. And not to say that match was bad, but this just happens to be better.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty damn good. Wrestleview reported that Shayna Baszler would be debuting on the February 10th episode of Raw and would be a regular member of the roster going forward. We got that right. Shayna Baszler debuts after the match. So Becky Lynch and Asuka, they have a long match. I thought it was very good.
They gave it great time.
Good back and forth. They brought the crowd into it. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome," and I will say it was a very good match. A very, very good match. After the match, Becky Lynch is celebrating, and she's attacked from behind by NXT's Shayna Baszler. And, well, I guess I should have showed the GIF because this is what happened. So, Shayna Baszler, here we go, clears off the hair off of the back of Becky Lynch's neck and bites down. And Becky Lynch screams in pain, and when she lets go, Baszler's mouth is covered in blood. Interesting. She took a big bite at the back of Becky Lynch's neck by her brainstem. And that's how they debuted Shayna Baszler. I was like, you know what? Not the worst debut I've ever seen. I kind of liked it. I didn't like that they immediately went to like, oh, she's a vampire. I was like, oh God, don't tell me that's the idea that Vince has to, main rosterize her, give her a character.
Listen, I'm actually not a fan of it. I got to be honest with you, because this can kind of turn into something dangerous if we're not careful. As we all know, WWE has a tendency to, when NXT, there's kind of a set character in mind, and we all have our thoughts, and Triple H has his thoughts about how he would like the characters to develop when they go up to the main roster. Obviously, when you have Vince involved, those do change quite a bit, even though you have different people who are running certain shows. But this could be a recipe for disaster, only in the sense of like what you just said about the whole vampire thing. I really don't want this to turn into something where like she's just going to be biting people, and that's exactly where, like, that's where we're at. Like, that's going to be like her thing. I don't really necessarily think it was actually and the point, the whole thing is like, the reason why I feel like that does not work as well is because of how people are going to react to it. And I mean the person involved. Take Becky Lynch, for example. How the heck do you sell something like that? It's pretty, I mean, listen, it's easy in the sense of you could say, like, you have the person in excruciating pain or whatever, but for what Becky Lynch did tonight, and I think no matter who you partnered her up with, I don't really think that anybody is able to kind of react in the way that you should be able to react in order to be dealing with this. Like, I just feel like the reaction itself, like, for her not to be, yeah, okay, initially she was like, screaming in pain or whatever, but then she went into these scripted promo lines and she's walking at it. No, yeah. Let me get this out.
Please.
And then she's walking out of there, the stupid ambulance segment and all that other BS and baloney, and then she's going off about, and like she's like, no, I'm gonna drive, and blah 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 blah. She's like knocking the ambulance driver out and everything else, and then like all of a sudden doesn't seem to have any pain whatsoever. She's able to just like get through the pain. Obviously, if somebody took your flesh from the back of your neck by your, like you said, by your brainstem, that would not be the reaction you should. She should have been like crawling on the floor. She should have been like, and she should never freaking came back, like low, like come on now. So, and the reason why, like I said, I like Shayna Baszler. I don't really want this to be her thing. I kind of hope this isn't her thing where she's just biting people, and like that's where we go. And especially if you're going to get people who react in that way, like Becky Lynch should have been crawling on the floor, and it should have not come back. All of a sudden, WWE superstars have the when they go to the hospital, you're a WWE superstar? Yeah, we'll take you immediately so you can go back to wherever you do. Like, come on. Make it. You passionate too? Make this plausible. It's just it's a nightmare waiting to happen. I'm sorry. I know people liked it, but to me, this is a total. It's a botch, in my opinion.
I see. Like, I'm on the flip side of it. I liked the bite
I don't.
I thought, because Shayna Baszler wears a lot of Mike Tyson t-shirts and stuff like that. Obviously, she's, an MMA, a real fighter. I thought it added some, level of realism and kind of an edge to her. I didn't like the vampire thing, and I hope that she doesn't start coming out with, like,
But that's what I'm saying.
Dracula's cape on.
I feel like that's
that.
where we're going now.
And, like, bats on her shoulder and shit like that. But the thing that like so like that was a good angle to me. I liked the angle. I thought that was an impactful way to bring her in. But to me, the overselling by Becky Lynch, the goofy overselling by Becky Lynch, really hurt this so badly. It's like like she was like, "Oh, don't you touch me! Don't you touch me!" Da, 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 da. Like she's trying to be like Steve Austin and The Rock and every single tough guy wrestler ever rolled into one. And I was like, this is goofy. And then they go backstage and see her holding her neck and she's going, "It's just a flesh wound, it's just a flesh wound."
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Now she's quoting Monty Python. "'Tis just a flesh wound, this is not time to be funny."
But that's what
this is a money angle.
But that's
a money angle.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I just feel like you're not going to get somebody who is going to be able to sell this.
It's almost like I wish that Shayna actually bit her so that we could get some actual selling from Becky Lynch.
Like
Becky Lynch is just like selling like how she thinks that people should sell, how she watched Steve Austin sell, or how she watched The Rock sell. That's what she's doing.
Here's the thing:
she's doing like a tribute sell instead of just being in the moment.
Yes, and I think what the problem is, I think that with these superstars, half the issue becomes they always have to be the hero. Like the face always has to be a hero. They can't just accept it at face value that like you don't look weak. Obviously, if somebody bit you and took away your flesh and whatever, you're going to be in pain, and that's okay. That's okay to sell that you're in pain. You don't come off of like a tough guy when you're like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound." Like, no. Obviously, someone's going to be in pain. That's not something you come off of and you're like, "Oh, yeah, no big deal."
Right.
Like, even if somebody like Braun Strowman got bit there and whatever, like, he's still going to be in excruciating pain. That's something you would do to get somebody like Braun Strowman to stay down, because obviously using your muscle any other way wouldn't get somebody like him down.
Right.
Very plausible that Becky Lynch gets this bite and is not able... Maybe that's why I'm so against what's happening here. It's almost like, honestly, at this point, they should just keep NXT people down in NXT. They're better off staying there. Seriously. You could ruin somebody in 2 seconds by coming up.
Right. Like another issue with it was that it just feels like last year, heading into WrestleMania, and what got Becky Lynch over so much was that it was an organic build, She got over.
She actually broke her nose.
Yeah, she broke the nose, and it got a groundswell of people around her. Now it's like this year she has to be what they were doing with Roman Reigns in 2015 and 2016.
Exactly.
It's like it's like Vince can't help but just be like, well, this is how we booked them in the past, and this is how we book all of our strong faces, and this is what's going to get Becky Lynch over. So it's like we're not just going to let her go in the ambulance. She's going to steal the ambulance and drive herself there. So she's going to commit grand theft auto, assault an innocent EMT member, and drive to the hospital. And not only that, she's going to get treated at the hospital. Then she's going to steal the damn ambulance back, drive it back with bandages on her neck, advocate for drugs, saying, "Oh, they gave me the good stuff," and cut a crappy promo about how Shayna Baszler better watch herself.
I want to go to their hospital. I really do. I want to go to these hospitals that WWE goes to, because people come in and out pretty damn quickly.
It's just so dumb. It's like like anybody watching, like your intelligence insult that's like that crap worked 20 years ago, and it's like,
right,
it would work 20 years ago. Like I remember when Kurt Angle got pile driven on the floor and he went to the hospital, and then he came back with the neck brace on later and ripped it off and this and that. Like, that was a cool angle, but what was cool 20 years ago doesn't work now.
And can I ask you a question?
But they keep doing it.
Can I ask you a question?
And like, how do you steal the ambulance back?
Right. But I want to ask you a question, though. I feel like something like that now would only work if you're going for a goofy angle. If you're only going for like a ha-ha,
right, like if it was R-Truth in the 24/7 championship.
Right,
like,
and
that
some,
would be,
and not a flesh wound.
That
like,
would be really funny.
Not like a flesh wound, like he broke his finger or something like that. Like whatever,
Right.
like got a little scratch or whatever he got, right? That's something that you like. You do something like that. Whatever. Oh, he steals a thing. He's whatever. But this isn't meant to be funny. This is supposed to be like a very like serious feud.
Right.
So
to me, it was just like the beginning of it was money, and then they just had to like they couldn't let Shayna Baszler's attack just kind of breathe. It's like the most effective thing that they could have done for this, because they have 55 days to WrestleMania.
Right.
So we still got a month and a half to go. Let this breathe. Obviously, it's going to be Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Let it breathe. Keep showing replays of Shayna biting the neck and having her mouth covered in blood, and Becky Lynch is gone. Don't even have her on next week.
That's what I'm saying.
Let
Make
it breathe. They cannot let things breathe.
Exactly. Why is everything got to be so... It's like certain things they elongate, and then there's things like this they rush. This is not one of those things.
Ugh.
Let this one elongate. Let people sit with the fact that this woman just got bit.
Bit. Yes.
Come on.
So, a decent angle to me. Becky Lynch ruined it by selling. And now we get into a string. Most of the matches tonight, other than the Becky Lynch Asuka match in the main event, were very short matches. Squash matches even, and unfortunately no Eric Rowan tonight, which is kind of a bummer to me. Street Profits come out, Mojo Rawley and Riddick Moss in the ring. Street Profits immediately just kill Riddick Moss, pin him, and that's the end of him. Mojo Rawley doesn't even tag into the match. After the match, Mojo Rawley comes up to Riddick and was like, what the heck? And Riddick Moss rolls him up, wins the 24/7 championship. That's it. So... Whatever.
Exactly. Whatever.
Oh, I did like this segment here. MVP is back hosting the VIP lounge. Great to see MVP back. He mentioned on Corey Graves' podcast that he wanted to become a WWE producer at some point, once his in-ring career winds down. Well, I guess maybe they made him the offer because he's back. He talked about how his in-ring days are behind him, and he wants to become McIntyre's manager. Essentially, was the point of this whole entire thing on VIP Lounge. McIntyre was awesome in this. He was funny. The crowd was with him every step of the way. The beatdown of MVP was crisp and it looked great. It looked convincing. They're doing, for as bad as they did with Becky Lynch tonight, they're doing a hell of a job with Drew McIntyre.
He just screams a star.
He does.
I honestly find he has a great balance between delivering comedic lines and being serious and being tough. He is such a great combination of everything. He looks strong. He looks tough. He's witty. He's serious when he needs to be. Mm-hmm. Gets down to business, is just all around the makings of a phenomenal WWE superstar.
Absolutely. I mentioned Rowan before.
Oh, gosh.
Who was it? Andrew Elder just said he goes, now it makes sense. Shayna was the one in Rowan's cage biting everybody.
There you go. Andrew, you solved it. You solved the problem. That's it. That totally makes sense.
Gave her some of that Beetlejuice pixie dust.
That's
and
it.
Made her really small. Put her in the cage.
Also,
and she's biting everybody. Very good. Very, very good. I like that. All right, moving on. Oh, we're at 66% on the poll, by the way. 66%.
Yes.
So anyway, MVP wants to be Drew McIntyre's advocate, and McIntyre goes, "Let me get this straight. You want to be my advocate? You want to be my Paul Heyman?" And he's like, I'd be a better looking Paul Heyman. He goes, yeah. And McIntyre goes, unlike Brock Lesnar, I don't need an external brain thinking or talking for me. I definitely don't need a business partner like MVP kissing my ass. MVP says he's never been an ass kisser. He's been an ass kicker. McIntyre goes to leave. MVP grabs him by the wrist. Obviously, big mistake. McIntyre hits him with a Glasgow kiss. Does the countdown, and the crowd is with him. 3, 2, 1. And he hits him with the Claymore kick that sends him over the couch. Just a great segment. I love that countdown thing.
Me too.
I really do.
Me too.
Love it. Good stuff. And an effective use of MVP. And it got me thinking that MVP wants to be a manager. It would be great to see, like, obviously Seth Rollins has the main event caliber stable with the Monday Night Messiah thing, but MVP having like a bunch of mid-carders under his employ, that would be something. I've been watching a lot of 80s wrestling lately as I've been doing these retro recaps, and I'm watching like luscious Johnny Valiant with the Dream Team, and I'm watching Captain Lou Albano with his stable of people, and I'm watching Bobby the Brain Heenan with the Heenan family. It's like, man, and Miss Elizabeth managing the Macho Man. It's like, and George Steele and this and that. Like, there's a lot of value in having a mouthpiece for a bunch of people that don't talk really well, and having a guy like MVP, who, even though he's been gone for a while, and whatever, they can use their video packages and make him seem like he was bigger than he really was, or whatever. There's value there in using him like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, because you need some people they're great in the ring, but they need that support of somebody who can speak for them, which is awesome. And from what I saw tonight, again, I'm not very familiar with MVP because I didn't watch, WWE in that amount of time, but he could definitely be useful.
Right.
So bring him to good use.
And stables are definitely making a comeback in professional wrestling. AEW has 76 stables going on at one time in their company. NXT is they got their stables. Undisputed Era. You got the Bros. You got like the face stable with DIY and the Broserweights, and Robert Stone is going to be, I guess, collecting people to manage and stuff like that. It's making a comeback, and there's real value there.
Yeah,
I think the art of managing
it's not easy,
making a comeback.
But but if somebody who could do it well, works.
Yep. Zelina Vega in the ring with Angel Garza. She'll show everyone why Angel Garza is a man's man. Footage is shown of him attacking Humberto Carrillo, his cousin, last week, which I thought was a really effective angle.
It is good.
And then DDTing Mysterio on the concrete floor. Very good stuff. This could be leading to what could be an excellent fatal 4-way at WrestleMania. Hopefully at WrestleMania.
I hope that whatever you like with that actually comes true, because that would be phenomenal.
That would be amazing if it was Andrade, Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, and Rey Mysterio in a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania.
That's like a dream match.
Maybe even like a ladder match or something like that. That could be a show stealer.
Yeah.
That could be one of the...
That would probably, if that match were to happen, that probably would be the match of the night.
Yeah, if it was given time... If it was given time, Meltzer would be giving it 76,000 stars. It would be really good.
Oh, I still have to do my podcast, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You got to talk about Brian and stuff like that. Anyway, Humberto Carrillo comes down. So like, you want proof this is working? Humberto Carrillo comes down, the crowd goes nuts. Mm-hmm. And that was not happening a few weeks ago. So him getting that edge, DDTing Andrade 2 weeks ago on the concrete floor, getting some real heat, even though Andrade was being suspended, they used steamroll Carrillo into getting a push.
Yeah.
And then this family feud, this could be really
honestly,
good.
It kind of worked out that with Andrade, even though he is suspended right now, they seamlessly like worked it out though, where they're not going to skip a beat with this whole entire rivalry, and the fact that they'll make it work, and they'll probably even now think of something even better, maybe hopefully like you said, like a fatal 4-way, and the fact that they're still utilizing Zelina Vega, because for her to be off TV would have been very disappointing.
Oh, it would have been terrible for her.
So
it's not fair.
and it's not fair, but it's also, she's very, very good at what she does. So it would be a shame if the crowd missed that to see her. So I find that this works all around.
Yeah. And
they kind of made it effortless now, even though you have somebody like Andrade who's not here at the moment.
All right. So, so Humberto Carrillo attacks him. Referees pull them apart. And then, like, so unfair, the referee makes Angel Garza get in the ring to face Cedric Alexander. and it's kind of funny that Cedric Alexander's watching all this stuff go down, because just a few months ago,
he was the flavor.
Cedric Alexander was getting the Humberto Carrillo push. He
was the flavor of the week, and then stop and go push at that point, honestly. Which is a shame, because I like Cedric Alexander.
I like him too. I think he's very talented. We're at
extremely.
68% thumbs up right now,
okay,
people.
So we
68%.
need so how many do we need then? Like one person or two more people?
One for every two, I would say.
All right.
Yeah, just get it up there.
All right, just get, and then stop. Once it hits that, stop.
Stop. Don't do anything
Don't do anything.
Garza wins in quick fashion with the wing clipper, and he celebrates. Good stuff. Rhea Ripley backstage, NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. She said she's still waiting for... Charlie asked if she's still waiting for an answer for Charlotte Flair. She says she doesn't wait for anything. She gets what she wants. Charlie asks her if she's getting ahead of herself, since she still has to defend the women's title at TakeOver Portland against Bianca Belair. Sarah Logan confronts Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley's just like, "Who are you?" and walks away. So that leads to Sarah Logan versus Rhea Ripley. Logan doesn't even get any offense in. Ripley just crushes her. Charlotte Flair is out on the stage. She says, what did she say? I don't even remember. I swear to God.
I don't either. I to be honest, I was probably changing the baby. The only thing I remember, I gotta be honest.
Funny? Like I was talking earlier, I was like, Rollins cut this promo, and I'm reading it. I have no recollection of this whatsoever.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't remember Charlotte coming out at all.
I remember coming out. I barely remember what she said. Oh yeah, she goes. She traveled to Raw. So Rhea Ripley goes, "What's the answer? I traveled to Raw, no answer. You come to NXT, no answer." And Flair goes, "Maybe that's just how the Queen operates." And Rhea Ripley goes, "Well, maybe you just enjoy being a royal pain in my." And Flair's like, and it's like, it's so drawn out. It's so bad, these scripted promos. Oh my God. Flair cuts her off and asks how we know Ripley will even be the champion after NXT TakeOver Portland. So I'm expecting Charlotte Flair to show up at TakeOver Portland. Once Ripley does win the match, I think we're going to find out Charlotte's WrestleMania decision then. So we shall see. Of course she's going against Rhea Ripley. But yeah.
Oh no, really?
So something cool happened. So when they when they mentioned that about the announcement of WrestleMania being in Hollywood, they showed a commercial, and I saw two familiar faces in that commercial. Me and Victoria. They put us in the commercial again. This is like 3 years in a row we've been in the WrestleMania commercial.
Amazing.
It's like,
I gotta say, they said at the time though, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna use this for a whole bunch of different stuff," and they're still utilizing that clip.
I mean, that's from 2017. But I mean, look at me. Like I am fired up right there. Fired up.
I'm having fun.
You're having fun.
I'm having fun in my Nikki Bella gear, and
I mean, I still remember clearly. This is from WrestleMania 34 when we were in Orlando, and
that was fun.
I have no idea how they even found us. No idea.
I know exactly how they found us.
I get how they found us because we were right above the so the WWE Network pre-show panel, the kickoff panel was in the suite that we were in.
Yes.
So like there was like a suite with a whole bunch of
because Booker T was back there. I remember they were behind us, but I also remember too because everything with John Cena and Nikki Bella that year and Miz and Maurice. That whole feud, and then obviously with Cena proposing to Nikki Bella that year.
Yeah.
I had my Bella Army gear on.
Right. I was just wearing a flannel shirt.
But
I'm surprised they didn't use the clip.
You know why too? Our crowd, like not the people in front of us, but the people that we were with, we were a very lively bunch, and you can tell that like we were into.
But it's just us that they concentrate. Well, they found us for however they did it. So we were right above the kickoff panel, so it was just like, oh, let's just walk up the stairs and see if there's anybody lit up. And it was us, of course.
Do you remember Booker's? No, go ahead.
They set up the camera and kept it on us for like 45 minutes, and we're like, oh, so like when should we like watch out for the footage? And of course, like when I knew I had the camera on me, I was like even more fired up. And in certain cases, it's kind of embarrassing to watch myself in some of these clips because like I do not act like this usually. But I just did it just because I knew that it would just, I know what they're looking for. And all of a sudden it's like, Great Balls of Fire promo. There we are.
Total divas.
A payback, the payback promo with a video package with Bailey. We were there. Total Divas. We were on like 3 episodes of Total Divas. We were on the WWE 24 WrestleMania 34
We're on SmackDown
special.
every week.
We're in the intro video to SmackDown on Fox. We're in the intro video to SmackDown on Fox.
Every single week.
If you look at when Carmella's in the intro package, you look in the background, there we are. We're every week. It's amazing. It's amazing how much
I remember
out of these
I remember that WrestleMania. I remember Booker T. I was going to get like food, and I remember just him be like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Hello."
Wasn't Shawn Michaels there too, or am I mistaken?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And we also met Peter Rosenberg.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, he was in our section too. Pretty cool stuff. We've papered so many houses for them. They should pay us a little bit for it. Jesus.
I'm
Christ.
still so mad that I wasn't in the Miz movie, like that.
Oh, I know. When you auditioned for it.
Oh, I should have lied. I had to lie.
I know that was
my
so
passport.
dumb.
I'm
sorry. Said you had a passport, and we should have gotten you a passport.
No, because they were going to pick me. I know it.
They made you do 3 retakes.
Yeah.
Because they were like, "Oh my God, yeah, this is great. This is great." And then they picked some like, I'm not gonna say anything. She was ugly. Anyway. Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet.
This was a good match.
I liked it.
So,
hey, we're doing a podcast over here.
What, you want attention? Is that what's going on?
All right, Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet. Let's go.
No, I really like the match. Here's the thing. I so wish that I liked Ricochet in his entirety, because I love his matches. And I'm not a huge fan of when Bobby Lashley's in the ring, but somehow tonight this was a really good setup, and they had really good chemistry together.
It's like Ricochet is reinvigorated.
Yeah.
He's got the match against Brock Lesnar. I don't think the match against Lesnar will go half as long as this one did, but it will still probably be good. Robert Lashley.
Yes. Richard O'Shea. Was that, or is it Rick O'Shea?
Richard O'Shea. Yes.
No, but I really found this to be.
Oh, good night, Nafis.
Bye, Nafis. I found this to be very good. I really did. I liked everything back and forth. I just find that Ricochet, I mean, he is just a talented guy. Like the way he did off the top step, that backflip, it's like, that's hard. That's not easy. Like, but he makes it look so easy when he does it. And even Lashley, he had a great showing in this too. And what I liked about Lana, she kind of just showed herself enough in the match, but she wasn't like over the top. Like it was kind of like done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought this was really good. It was a good showing for Ricochet against a big man. One day though, I am really interested in seeing Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. One of these days they'll do it at a Saturday show. One of these days. I can't wait for it, because I think that has potential to be a really.
Let me
really
know what
match.
happens with Ricochet and Brock Lesnar, by the way.
Yes, I know, because you will not be watching, because you're woke.
No. No, I stand my ground. I have not watched, and I will not watch.
Okay. Randy Orton comes out to the ring, walks around for a little bit. He says, "I still owe everyone an explanation. What I did to Edge hurt me more than it did Edge." And then he's interrupted by Matt Hardy. So we've been waiting for this explanation. And it sounds like Orton's going to give the explanation. Then Hardy interrupts him and tells him to give us the explanation. It's like, what? Anyway, Matt Hardy, in what could be his final WWE appearance until I guess they induct him into the Hall of Fame, because his contract is up this month and he has not re-signed. And it's very clear that he's going away, because he's gone through months of lifeless squash matches where he just looks like, can I be anywhere else but here?
I don't blame him.
This was the most fire that he's shown. And initially when he came out, what did I say?
I don't know. I don't even know what you said.
I said, why in the world is Matt Hardy coming out to defend Edge after their history and everything that they've gone through?
Oh,
especially
see,
including stealing his real life girlfriend and getting him fired from the company in real life.
Oh, okay. See, I did not hear you. Because I did not know that they had a very bad history together.
Oh, horrible history.
And I didn't know that there was actually real life rivalry there.
Matt Hardy was dating Lita for a long time. They were a long time couple.
Okay.
And everybody was like, "Oh, Matt and Lita, the forever couple." And then it came out in real life that she was cheating on him with Edge. And Matt went, I think he went like a little crazy, and WWE wound up firing him.
Matt?
So he lost the girl, and he lost his job, his dream job. Eventually,
I'm very invested now, by the way.
Eventually, he makes a comeback.
This is great tea.
You know, there was a big backlash about it. He makes a big comeback. Part of me feels like the firing was a work to kind of get him over and kind of like settle things with him and Edge. Just take the two out of a bad situation. Don't have them backstage because they're probably going to kill each other like real life.
Like actual kill each other, yeah.
Matt is going to stab him with one of the catering plastic knives until he kills him. I was at the Raw when Matt Hardy made his return. He came through the crowd and attacked Edge, and then he was pulled out by security. So they're trying to make it seem like he wasn't hired by the company and this and that. Eventually what happens is they face in a cage match, and Matt Hardy beats him or whatever. And, you know, so he...
Was this after Edge and Lita broke up?
No. They were very much together.
They were still very much together when they had this match.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
It was a really weird time to be a wrestling
fan. Yeah, so I guess you're right.
Had to be a weird
So
thing.
why is Matt Hardy coming? That makes more sense now. Why is Matt Hardy coming out to defend?
Well, they did mention that. He goes, why does Matt give a damn about Edge? Everyone knows the history with me and Edge. It's no secret. And a Lita chant picked up. At one point in time, there was no one on planet Earth. No one hated Edge more on planet Earth than me. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know the backstory.
Yeah. So now you know the backstory.
So now I know why all this transpired. Okay.
And it was just weird to hear him like rattle off things from like 1999 and 2000. I'm like, Jesus, they're old. And then I was like, Jesus, I'm old. I remember all this stuff clearly. I was in 7th grade when all this stuff was going on. I was just like, this was just like the best time to be a wrestling fan. Honestly, it was just so great.
Just good.
He said, you know, before that, we were best friends for years. The Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian would stay in the same hotel room just to save a few bucks. They were hungry kids trying to live their dream. They revolutionized the ladder match in 1999. They invented the TLC match, which was a staple of WWE forever. They did it together. That means something. So when he saw that Edge was forced into retirement due to injury, any hate or disdain he had for him was gone. They loved performing WWE. So when he came back, you know, Hardy was lit up, and when Orton put him down, that was terrible. So they get into a little brawl. Orton hits him with an RKO and then gives him a concerto. I don't expect to see Matt Hardy back anymore. I think he's as good as done. But it's very possible they might march him out there for one more match against Randy Orton, just to get maybe Orton will bring back the punt kick and send him to AEW or NWA or wherever he's going. But Matt is definitely done. Randy M, we're all getting old. I was in Colorado in 1999. Wow. Danielle, I was 13 in 1999. So was I. Was I 13? No, I was 12 in 1999.
You were 12.
Yeah.
I was 9.
I think Daniel's a year older than me. Maybe he'll be back in Ring of Honor. We don't know. But Matt Hardy his career is not over, but his WWE career is over. I thought this was an effective way. This is probably the best use of Matt Hardy in well over a year. I think that's fair to say.
You know what? I was surprised just to see him out there. Just in general. Again, I didn't know the backstory for anything, but I was just surprised to see him out there only because I thought he spoke very well.
Yeah.
And I really don't know anything other than that, but he looked good. And I was surprised they let him speak as long as they did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I thought it was very effective. It was good stuff. You know, and again, it's kind of sad though that like Matt Hardy, like his career was thought to be over because he had like the hip was fusing into his lower back, and then he really worked hard to come back. He was gone for a year, and then he came back, and they did nothing with him. They just used him as like straight jobber, not even a jobber to the stars,
right?
Just jobbing to, like, people. It was like this is not like the most effective use of him. They did him a little dirty towards the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
And of course, Rebby Hardy, his wife, going online wasn't really helping things
No,
either.
I don't think anybody.
She airs too much dirty laundry.
I got to be honest with you, and that's a huge problem when it comes to sometimes these feuds. It's like, just keep your mouth shut, because WWE is very forgiving, but
Right.
they have a breaking point.
Right.
So
We shall see. All right, moving on. Good angle. Aleister Black kills Akira Tozawa, and then he cuts.
I didn't know what he was saying.
What the hell did he even say?
I don't know. And again, I say this every time I'm on air. I love Aleister Black. I think he's really good in the ring.
They have nothing to do with him.
That's exactly it. They have no clue what to do with him at this point. So for me, it's kind of like, and he just said words.
Yeah, like something about a metaphoric cage and you're with me and venturing. I was like, oh god,
Somebody on
what the hell? did he
one of the
even say?
writers was really trying and failed miserably.
Right. So, somebody actually had an explanation for it on Twitter. I forget what they said though.
Well, let that person message me, because I'll have a few words with them.
Yeah. No. They weren't really like defending it. Oh, they said something like, it was like almost like the entire thing was stolen from Watchmen on HBO or something like that.
Oh, okay.
68.3% thumbs up.
All
Come
right,
on, everybody.
come on,
We're almost there. We're
everyone.
0.2 away from being rounded up to 69. Let's go. Come on. We're almost there. The baby's getting upset. All right, we're at the main event. Skipping the Becky Lynch thing because we already talked about it. Kevin Owens, the Viking Raiders, and Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins, Murphy, and AOP. I thought this was just a fun main event. There was a couple cool moments in it with Samoa Joe and the Viking Raiders doing a trio of suicide dives on AOP and Rollins. Kevin Owens going to the top rope and hitting that crazy flip dive to the floor. At the end, after they do the typical, like, one guy gets in, they clear him out, everybody clears each other out with a finisher. Joe covers Murphy. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Joe applies the Coquina clutch to Murphy, and he taps out,
Buddy.
but the referee... Buddy. And he taps out, but the referee's distracted by AOP. Rollins comes up and hits Joe with the stomp, and Murphy picks up the win. Seth Rollins, Murphy, and AOP win. I thought it was a good main event. Decent finish, kind of keeps this thing going, but I'm very curious to see, like, what's the plan for the future? Like, where is this heading? Like, is it going to be Samoa Joe and Rollins, or Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens versus Rollins versus Murphy in a fatal four-way? Like, where are we going? Because I'm thinking WrestleMania right now.
Oh, so for WrestleMania, a really good question. I don't really have much of a thought onto what could be happening, to be honest with you. I would not be surprised if they have a thought in mind as well. Like, they definitely have a plan, because WrestleMania is coming up. But I think they're leaving it open.
Yeah.
I think at this point they have some ideas, but they're not going to commit to anything, because they kind of want to see, like, what's happening here.
Right.
I think their mindset's almost a little bit like us. Like, what is the goal? What's the goal at this point with them? Like, what do we want to achieve, and what do we want to? How do we want to utilize these individuals?
Yeah.
So, because there's many different things that you can do.
Sure.
Again, I can't really think of anything at the top of my head right now that would be WrestleMania worthy at the moment, but there's definitely a lot here. And it would be nice if Samoa Joe had an opportunity for WrestleMania.
Yeah, it would, because he's been very injury prone around WrestleMania. I think he had was that his first WrestleMania match last year against Rey Mysterio in that 1 minute match where Mysterio was injured during the match?
I think so.
I think that was his first WrestleMania match.
I think.
I'd like to see him in an actual WrestleMania match now. That would be really nice. Overall, mixed bag. The show was a total mixed bag for me. I liked the Baszler debut. I didn't like Becky Lynch and the way they booked her. And Hayden Barker actually made a good point. He's like, it's not really Becky's fault as much as it is the writer's fault and how they booked her. She was doing what she was told to do. I do think she has a little control over the selling and the things that she says, like when she's selling, which I thought kind of hurt it as well as bad booking. So I think it was kind of like a mix of the two tonight. I liked the Orton thing. I liked the VIP lounge. I liked the women's title match, and I liked the main event. But the rest of the show kind of dragged a little bit. There was just like, squash match after squash match and just short match and this and that. Not much to it. If I could, I'd give it a thumbs in the middle. As such, I think I have to give it a thumbs down.
Okay. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I actually did give it a thumbs up before on the actual poll. Even though I went on my rant about Shayna Baszler, I liked the main event. I liked the VIP lounge. I liked Ruby Riott when she spoke about Liv Morgan in that interview. Thought she looked really good. I liked Ricochet and Bobby Lashley's match. There was a lot that I did like, even though there were things I did not like. There was still the things that I did like, I thought really kind of outshined overall. So I gave it thumbs up.
All right. Let me see. Oh crap.
What?
I'm gonna go on my phone and I'm gonna vote thumbs up. Oh wait, no, we did it.
We did it.
We did it, but I'm just gonna vote thumbs up anyway, just to make sure that we get to actual 69. We're almost there. We're almost there. Come on.
You got the microphone right now? She's like smiling at the microphone. What are you doing?
There it is.
Woohoo!
69. We did it. We did it. This is show number 69. We made it to 69.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Look at that smile. Look at that
through.
smile, little baby. Hi, you little cutie patootie. You little sweetheart. Lift her up a little more. We can't see a little face.
Sorry.
You're so pretty. You're the pretty girl. Oh, my little girl. My little girl. I love that little girl so much. She's so sweet. Yes, so we did it. Daniel, we did it. Have no fear. There it is. 68.8. That equates to 69%. Hold on, wait. Turn on the screen again. It's right there in living color. 69% thumbs up. For show number 69. All right. We got little Liliana here. She had her surgery. She is doing great. Oh, we can't see your face, guys. I want to see that little face. There's my girl. You did so great in your surgery, baby girl. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, so she was in surgery for about 3.5 hours. She did really, really well. The recovery, the first couple days were a little bit tough. She was in a lot of pain. But once we got that underway, by like the third day, she was kicking and laughing and doing everything that like her normal self. So, and eating and like but yeah, no, she overall like she did great and we're really proud of her.
Very, very proud of you, little girl. We're very, very proud of you. Yeah, so the first day was a little touch and go. She was in a lot of pain. And now look at her. Yeah, we were supposed to be there for 2 weeks.
5 days.
I booked a hotel for 2 weeks. They would not give me a refund. They refused to give a refund, even though I explained everything that was going on. They took our money. It's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. But I would gladly give that money away just to have you home, you little sweetheart. She's so sweet. Yeah. We were supposed to be there for 10 to 14 days, and we were there for 5. We were home for Super Bowl, and I have to say, we got home.
We did not plan that shirt, by the way.
No, we did not. But we got home halfway through the second quarter, and then and we're only home for like 15 minutes. That halftime show comes on. I'm like, I can only get in trouble if I watch this a little too closely. I was starting to sweat here. It was like too much butt shaking and booty crazing, and like, oh my goodness, nuts. But anyway. So thank you everybody for, your thoughts, your donations, and everything that helped make our trip so much easier. Just taking a little of that burden off of us. You did good. You want to say something? I love you. I love you. You want to say something? Oh, you're so sweet. You're a good girl. All right. On that note, we're going to put a bow on this. We will be back next week, and I don't anticipate any more interruptions on the road to WrestleMania. I'm so excited.
Except for
Liliana pooping, that will interrupt Victoria on the road to WrestleMania. But we should be straight through from here on out. Thank God, everything's going great. We made it to 69% on the Twitter poll.
I knew you guys can do it.
I knew we could do it. And now it's officially at 69.2% thumbs up on that Twitter poll. Just leave it.
Nobody else vote.
Nobody else vote. Just stop. I wish I could shut the vote down right now, but that's what we're at right now. So we're looking good.
Screenshot it now.
This is What a great night. What a great night.
Screenshot.
I cannot believe this is our 69th show. I screenshotted it already. Don't worry.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I can't believe that, we've done 69 of these shows. We're moving on to 70, 75. So that's, 3/4 of the way to 100. We're almost there.
Is 75 the golden anniversary?
I don't remember.
Like
I
for
think
weddings?
you're right. I think you're
So
right.
75 will be our golden.
That's it. Actually, that might be the night after WrestleMania. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh
I
my
don't think so, but we'll see.
What is going to happen?
Anyway, I'm Mike Tedesco, the editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com.
I'm Victoria Tedesco with Liliana Tedesco.
And that's Liliana, our little sweet little Bubba. You little sweetheart. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care.
See you next week. Have a good week.